Good morning to our listeners. You are tuning in to our vodcast. I'm here with Millie Sales, Sandra Ginucod, Alicia Ann, and Francesca Soriano, and me, Elena Cancho. So we will be discussing on the movie Pamilya Ordinaryo or Ordinary People, available now on Netflix. So the first question is, what are your insights about the poverty in the Philippines after watching Pamilya Ordinaryo? Thank you for that wonderful question, by the way, from Powell's Silverio. So, can you answer, Chess?
Siguro ay sa poverty ng Pilipinas, nakikita naman natin na nandun yung nakikita nating mga monthly ayuda, ganon. Tapos yung kinuha ni Jane para ipakain, yung may itlog, may bigas, tapos ayun. Ang naisip ko lang kasi doon, reflecting to our government today, I think one of the main reason bakit nandyan pa rin yung poverty is because lahat ng solutions nila is for short term only. So for example, all our finances is given to the department para sa tumutulong sa mga sa mga citizen natin, especially those who are in need of those. Parang yung sistema kasi na ginagawa nila, yung pera na yon is ilalagay nila for short-term solutions, which is hindi siya nai-use ng maayos since paano na yung long-term na masusuportahan mo yung family or especially katulad niyan, ayuda. Their ayuda is for only 1 week. Tapos, ubos na yung finance natin from our government. So, parang ang nangyayari, mas nagfo-focus sa short term instead of long term na matatanggal yung poverty natin. So, basically, parang nagiging cycle lang siya na para lang may matulong, para lang may masabing ginagawa yung government about poverty. But in reality, there are a lot of Filipino peoples na naghihirap pa rin, hindi nakakuha ng ayuda, lalo na yung mga nakakuha ng ayuda, hindi na sapat sa family nila, hindi pa sapat yun throughout their whole lives. So parang nangyayari nun, siguro napapabayaan na rin ng government. Kaya hindi natin na nabibigyan ng halaga masyado yung pagpaplano sa poverty ng Pilipinas. So which is, mas lalong tumataas yung rate niya. So, ayun siguro yung take ko since nakita ko rin how hard it is na kailangan pa nilang mag-resort to stealing or like parang magde-depend ka sa ibang tao. Kagaya ng pag-depend nila sa diapers, gatas ng anak nila, tapos nawala pa si baby RJ, di ba? So parang ang nangyari nun, kailangan nilang dumepende sa ibang tao. Tapos napasama pa sila kasi nakuha yung anak nila. And then at the end of the day, hindi pa rin nila nakita. So parang ang daming bagay na pwede silang mag-resort doon. Masama man or good. Pero up until now, hindi pa rin nila nasusustentohan ng maayos yung sarili nila. So siguro yun yung take ko dun sa question na yun.
Tsaka rin yung maganda yung sinabi mo on the what it takes, yung ginagawa ni what it takes. Parang yung ginawa ni Aris para lang mabayaran yung 10K na hinihingi ng nag-scam sa kanila is yung, di ba, yung prostitution, di ba? Talagang you do what you can just to find your anak. Grabe yung ginawa niya.
Tsaka nakikita mo rin yung love niya sa anak niya pero at the same time, wala siyang choice na kumbaga, kailangan kong gawin to kahit nakaka-degrade na siya or kahit nakakasama na siya sa akin. Kasi syempre, anak ko yun eh. Kailangan ko makita yun eh. Pero nakita rin naman natin sa film na medyo naging pabaya siya noon sa dulo.
Kasi parang na-excite siya, yung natuwa siya kahit yung, kasi di ba may nag-offer sa kanya na ibibili daw ng parang
Diapers.
mga diaper. So sobrang kagustuhan niya na makapag-provide dun sa anak niya. Nag-risk siya ng ganun kahit sobrang too good to be true na mangyayari na bibigyan lang. Hindi naman siya kinan or ano.
Parang in reality, no, lahat ng mga bagay na binibigay sa atin, may kapalit pa rin. Kahit Lalo na kung ganun kalaki for us, yung favor na binibigay sa atin. Parang may kapalit pa rin siya lagi. Kahit sabihin na natin may mga ibang mabait talaga na nagbibigay.
That's our takes on the first question. Thank you again, Pavel Silverio, for asking. So, on to the second question. Do you think people that are not privileged deserve to be treated how Jane was treated? From a question from Arabea Bonilla.
Yung kay Jane kasi parang grabe yung trato sa kanya. Pero yung pinaka naanuhan ako dun sa movie is yung nung hinahanap niya yung baby niya. Tapos then nagpunta siya sa police station. Tapos imbes na tulungan siya, parang hinaras pa siya ng police. So parang hindi na lang siya about sa pagiging privilege eh. Feel ko kaya din siya na ganun dahil babae siya, tas wala siyang aasahan na iba. Kaso parang ang unfair lang kasi yung mga kunwari tayo, parang pag may magulang tayo, may maaasahan tayo iba na tutulong sa atin and all. Kaso siya, parang yun nga, kasi di ba parang tulong sila, parang yun. So, ang aasahan lang nilang makakatulong sa kanila is yung police rin. Pero imbis na tulungan na, yun. So, ganun pa yung nangyayari pa siya. So, parang dapat lahat, obvious naman na parang na walang dapat na matrato ng ganun. Kahit privileged or hindi. That fair lang lagi.
That's true. Parang nakaka-traumatize pag nakikita.
You want to add? So, moving on to the third
Third question.
is for meal talk. So, what would you do if you were in their situation? Thank you, Luisa Barbosa, for asking.
Well, if I were in the situation of Jane, I'd see myself doing the same thing she did. That be my first choice, going to the police or the law enforcement for help. But seeing as she was harassed there, I guess I would also do the same thing, and I would be given no other choice but to take matters into my own hands, which is very risky, very dangerous. And but when you're someone like Jane, given no choice, and tulad ng sabi ni Sandra, you have no one to rely on, no parents to rely on. I guess that's the only option that you're left with. So I would do the same thing Jane did, and I just hope that it would work out the best.
Thank you, Mel. Moving on to our fifth question. Ano kayo gusto add sa insight niya?
Sa akin, what is, ano yung gagawin, no?
Yeah.
Okay, nasa position. Kasi, as someone helpless sa situation na yun, siguro, mapipil ko yung, yung frustration ni Alice na magnakaw ng alam nila nandun yung anak nila. Pero, parang hindi niya na Actually, logically possible na hindi mo talaga makilala yung anak mo when pag baby pa, yung mga month-year-old pa lang. Actually, hindi pa nga months si Arjan, di ba? And the baby looks like months na. So, parang, siguro for me, possible naman na hindi talaga nakilala ni Aris yung bata na kinuha niya dun sa ibang bahay. Tapos si Jane naman, parang hindi niya na-feel yung lokso ng dugo. Pero, thinking about it, kapag nireport niya siya sa police, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na loksong dugo lang. So, hindi siya logically possible na, ay, nafe-feel ko yung loksong dugo na to, so akin yung anak na to. Ganun. So, parang, ang hirap din sa situation nila. So, siguro, as someone na nandun sa position nila, mafe-feel ko yung frustration na kailangan ko ng tulong, pero wala akong makitang tulong. Tapos, lahat ng katulad yan, nung tumulong gay, si Erta, kay Jane, parang na-scam pa siya. Nakuha pa yung anak niya. So parang pag nanghingi tayo ng tulong, parang mas mapapasama pa sa atin, which is very traumatizing to be honest. Kaya siguro, kung ako sa kanila, hindi rin ako magtitiwala na. Hindi na ako magtitiwala sa authorities or someone na kakilala ko. Kasi nakita mo naman 2 beses sila or 3 beses sila na scam. So parang tumutulong na nga sila, pero yun pala, yung hope natin masisira lang. So traumatizing na siya, and at the same time wala ka pang nakuhang solusyon. So siguro like Neil, I'll do it with my own hands na kailangan kong gawin talaga kung ano yung mga possible na kaya kong gawin. Kagaya nung ginawa nila Jane na pinuntahan pa nila yung bahay na sobrang layo just to find their child.
To add then to that yung sinabi mo sa solutions, di ba linapitan sila ng parang reporter, yung parang Jessica Soho na, na interaction. Pero kasi in the end, winala pa yung picture ni Baby Arjan. Tapos yung parang nangyari, ginawa silang episode.
Parang content.
Content. So, di man lang sila nabigyan din ng parang I don't know, money for that or like permanent solution na sure may tumatawag, pero what can calls do if you don't give donation, if you don't give concrete na help? Tapos parang din yun rinoromanticize din nila yung situation nila na sobrang hirap na sila on that. And parang, wow, grabe yung episode na to, nakakalungkot, ganun. Anong magagawa ng kalungkutan mo kung di mo tutulungan yung family na yun?
You can sympathize naman, pero at the same time, if you can offer help, di ba? Help!
Yeah. Lalo na yung reporters na yun. Yung meron din yung sa DZW ganun na scene. Tinanong lang sila ng situation na yun, tapos inasa sila, pwede na kayo umalis.
Diba?
Nakuha na namin yung problema mo, pwede ka na umalis.
Parang lang yun. Gusto lang. Pero actually, ang napansin ko dun sa scene na yun, parang biniblame pa sila for some decisions they did. For example, yung parang tinatanong sila bakit nag-anak pa, gano'n. So parang naisip ko, di ba nagsabi kayo na tutulungan nyo sila? So bakit kini-question nyo pa yung nangyari na? Yung hindi na masusolusyonan pa kasi nandun na. For example, si Arjan, nandyan na si baby Arjan. So ano po ba yung magagawa nung ba't nag-anak ka pa? Kung pwede mo naman palang tulungan na lang.
Parang yung ginagawa kasi nila, imbes na bigyan na lang nila ng solution, parang humahanap pa ng sisi, ganun. Knowing na yung dalawa is teenager pa sila. Tapos wala silang education. So, anong alam nila? Yun nga, syempre wala rin naman silang job. So, yun dun sila nagre-resort sa ganun na magagawa pag bored sila.
Tsaka to add din, sobrang kulang ng sex education dito sa Pilipinas, especially sa teenagers na hormonal, tapos kulang-kulang pa yung pag-guide. Especially, sobrang conservative ng Pilipinas ngayon. And yung mga parents natin, hindi tayo educate doon. Like, sinasabi lang nila, wag yan. Pero,
Mali yan.
what would that words compared to educating them na ano yung magiging consequences, tapos malalaman po ba dapat nila kapag may mga sila nagawa, gano'n. Parang yun yung ina-expect ng parents
Kasi pag alam nila yung results and consequences, mas magiging careful sila as compared sa conservative yung parents mo, hindi nyo pinag-uusapan na tapos biglang itatry. The next few months, buntis na pala yung babae mo.
Alam naman din nila na yung mga teenager, lalo ngayon, is more on exploring talaga.
and curious, di ba?
Kaya
Thank you for sharing, guys. Grabe. So, the next question is, it's for me. What were the emotions you felt when Jane was being harassed by the police officer? From Kenzo Lampa. Thank you for asking. Sobrang nakaka-disappoint and hurt yung scene na yun. Kasi, yun nga, like what Sandra said earlier, na ikaw na lang yung dinedepend on of people na walang parents, na walang guide. Even though yung linapitan sila ng barangay official, they were going to bring them to DSWD, that's not the help that they need. Of course, mabibigyan sila ng food, mabibigyan sila shelter, but they needed to find their child first. And then no one is listening to them. So pupunta ka talaga sa police. Kasi desperate ka na eh. Tapos, you do that. That's why I think it's important to have women's help desks kasi the problems of women are different to men, especially yung nakausap niyang officer, which is sobrang predatory. Like, lalapit siya ng mabait, na parang worried pa. And then, he will come and attack Jane with questions na hindi naman related to the problem. Parang, when did you lose? Ganon. Those questions are, should be left with doctors, should be left with other women, and especially when you know na minor pa lang si Jane. She is 16 years old. She told you that she was assaulted by her stepdad dahil hinahayaan siya ng mother niya. At 12, she lost it. Isn't that already a case for sexual assault? Kasi she was so young. She was like below the age of consent. Pero instead of helping her, you took advantage of her. You pinahubad mo pa, like, diba? Sobrang nakaka-hurt. Sobrang hindi niya na-deserve yun. And so, yeah, ito yung theme kasi of abuse of power and misogynist na narrative sa mga batang underprivileged. Bale, if you look at them wrong, you'll do them wrong, ganon. Parang, there is no respect. An example of it was also yung security guard ng grocery. Kung hindi sila linapitan ng woman doon,
Na parang mukhang educated,
na mukhang educated, hindi ka gagalaw eh. So you think that it's okay to take advantage of underprivileged people just because you think they're uneducated? It's so wrong. Kasi kaya ka nga binigay ng position as a guard is so that you equally protect everyone in your vicinity or sa makakaya mo. Kasi rinerespeto ka, naka-uniform ka pa nga eh. Then ganyan yung magagawa mo. It's very disappointing for nangyari sa movie. So, yun, add. Okay.
Sa akin din naman, disappointing din naman siya kasi I think na-abuse yung power ng isang police para doon. Actually, nung napanood ko yung film, like, sobrang nanggigil ako instead of like being sad. Kasi as a woman nga, nararanasan din natin ma-assault sa daan, sa media, especially kahit maayos naman yung pananamit natin. Or like, kahit hindi naman siya revealing for some people na conservative. Parang, na-objectify din kasi si Jamie support na yun. Kasi may kailangan siya. Tapos, yung police lang yung may power to do something. Yung police lang yung marerelay niya. So, wala siyang choice kasi at the same time, may ginawa rin siyang crimes. Hindi naman natin madedenay yan. May nagawang crime si Jane. Tapos, paano pag nalaman yun ng police? Di makukulong pa siya, tapos hindi niya mahanap yung baby niya. So, she did something that na walang consent just because wala siyang power to do so. And nakakagalit siya instead of disappointed kasi a lot of us really experience it some daily basis, lalo na babae na, tapos conservative yung country. So parang mas nakakagalit kasi wala tayong ginagawa. Parang ang onti ng boses o bumuboses para dun sa safety ng mga kabaihan, especially dun sa mga may power. Dapat sa kanila nang gagaling yun, yung mga pagiging vocal about this type of issue. So, instead of sila yung gumawa ng crimes, dapat sila yung maging vocal palalo sa mga bagay na to. Kasi sila yung may karapatan, may din silang rights to do so. Kasi tinatanggalan nila ng rights yung iba, di ba? So, dapat yung may mga power, sila yung gumawa ng paraan. Kasi sinasabi nila sila yung may karapatan. Di ba? So, yun lang naman. Nakakagalit lang siya at the same time.
Can I add to that?
Oh, yeah,
That
add.
scene for me was the most emotional scene because it was the most realistic. Kasi it really happens in this country. Ang dami talagang mga, like yung sinabi nila na they use their power to abuse other people just because they can. And I don't think they even feel guilty about it. And I also have a personal experience similar to that. I was elementary. We were at the mall, me and my father. He waited for me outside the CR ng mall. And then after doing my thing, I went in front of the mirror. And then in one of the stalls, there was a guy who opened the door. He was a priest. And he told me to come in. Then he started unzipping his pants. I was elementary that time. And that just shows how dangerous life is for kids, teenagers, and for anyone who can possibly become a victim of sexual harassment, rape, molestation.
Thank you for sharing, and talagang sobrang sensitive topic ito, pero it needs to be heard talaga by many. So, on our final question from Lance Cayetano, how did this movie make you feel about your life?
For me, like, di ba nga, mahirap sila, Jane, gano'n. Tapos, nung nawala yung anak nila, gumawa pa rin sila ng paraan or naghanap pa rin sila ng pwede nilang diskartehan kahit na mali na para lang mahanap yung anak nila. Ganun. Parang lahat ng magulang gagawin talaga lahat para sa anak nila. Ganun. Na,
How did it make you feel?
like, siguro mas na-appreciate ko yung parents ko na lahat ginagawa nila para sa atin na okay, yung naghihirap sila, gano'n, na para lang mapag-aral tayo ng mabuti, gano'n. Yun.
Tsaka talagang napapaput din tayo na, diba, since tayo yung privilege, we should go and help them. Kung ganun, yun yung ano eh. Bale, itong movie na to, hindi niya naman totally rinoromanticize kasi nakita mo naman sa huli, grabe yung training. Hindi niya talagang ginawang parang savior movie kasi no one really helped them. So talaga, it's like a call for help sa current like economic state, yung poverty ngayon sa Pilipinas. So,
Parang, nung napanood ko siya, parang mas na-appreciate ko yung life. Mas naging real yung, kasi diba yung mga magulang natin sinasabi, yung iba nga ganyan lang, iba nga ganun lang. So, parang medyo, yung sa akin, ano naman, diba, ganun, parang sila yun eh. Pero nung napanood ko, parang sabi ko, totoo nga to. Kasi, like, kunwari, pagpapasok tayo sa school, makikita natin sila eh. Hindi man sila mismo na tao. Yung parang kagaya nila, makikita natin sila.
Na-encounter natin.
So, parang totoo siya. And hindi lang siya yung mga kwento-kwento ng magulang natin para mas ma-appreciate yung life. But talagang totoo siya.
So, that's all for our podcast for today. Again, check out the film Pamilya Ordinaryo or Ordinary People on Netflix. Talagang marami kang matututunan. Thank you for your time, Neil Sales, Sandra Ginucut, Alicia Ann, and Francesca Soriano. And Elena, of course, thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye!
Thank you.